Welcome traders to another episode on Prophecy Trades. Today's video will be just a short brief overview on a currency pair Euro CAD that we are currently in a long position. Yesterday's market was a little bit choppy. We did not see too many of any quality setups, so we sat on our hands until we saw a great opportunity for today in the New York session. So with that being said, let's get started. So as you can see, Euro CAD, we're currently in this pair. We're about 25-30% of the way to our take profit. We're targeting that previous high. We are not targeting that minus 27 or that minus 61.8 because we have a higher time frame, a trend line giving us a bias for potential resistance, and we are looking to just be in and out of the market within just a couple of hours or by the New York session in the next day. So this is a 1 to 3. We're risking about 14-15 pips, aiming for about 45 pips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete everything on the chart and I'm going to start fresh, and I'm going to show you step by step how I broke this pair down and what prompted me to get in the trade. So first things first, we saw a potential trend line to be drawn at this lowest wick here, touching this wick, potentially this wick, dragging it across. You want to touch as many wicks as possible without compromising the body of candles. So one, we have the trend line. Second, we have looking for now market structure on the hour time frame. So we see, looking left, looking at the historical data, we see that price has been printing a variation of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. It made a low, it made a equal high. We can maybe potentially call this, I would say, like an equal high. It didn't quite break to the upside, and then we then continued to make a lower low. We see that price comes up, it makes a lower high, makes a low, kind of ranges in this area, and then breaks this previous lower high, making the new high, and then now price makes a higher low, and it does not break this previous low here. Price continues to print up to make our new higher high, higher low, higher high just so ever slightly, and now in our higher low region. So we have 1, 2 confirmations, trend line, market structure. The third, we are going to be pulling out our Fibonacci, and we're bringing it from this swing low to this swing high, and you can tell we are at that golden zone, that 61.8 region. That is our third confirmation. And then our fourth confirmation, we will dive down to the lower time frame to identify a potential fib trick if we cannot find it here on the hour chart. So we're going to draw our fibs, this swing high to this swing low, and you can tell we are in the fib trick region, and we are looking at this minus 61.8 and that minus 27.2, and we have the fib trick confirmed. I'm going to delete this for clarity. We have 4 confirmations right here, solely looking just off the hour time frame, and then we're going to dive down to the 15-minute or 5-minute. Considering we're solely primarily focusing on the hour chart, we might have to look for an opportunity, for this example, because I'm already in the trade on the 5-minute chart. On the 15-minute chart, you see price comes down, you see candlestick analysis, there's a doji, there's a indecision candle right here, showing signs of exhaustion, and then we have a bullish engulfing candle right here. So you could have entered here, this would have been a great entry, but I'm going to show you down to the 5-minute of what I actually saw too, on where I actually entered the market. So we were somewhere, I want to say we might have entered somewhere in this region, but I'm going to show you in the 5-minute candles where optimal entries would be. So you could have entered here based off this rejection. There's a bullish engulfing candle. You could have entered off this 1, 2, 3 print. And then also 2, price comes back down, retested again. We have an indecision candle here. This would have been a great entry point as well too. So all this opportunity was from 6:30 a.m. all the way till 8:30 till potentially 9 a.m. So you have over 2.5 hours of potentially getting in this trade. So for this example, I'm going to show you somewhere along this candle here. I believe it was between like 7 and 8 a.m. It was the entry. And we're going to say based off this indecision candle, we would put the entry right on this engulfing candle here. And then we would then take our take profit all the way up to our minus 27 or the minus 61.8. But in this case, like I said, we're going to be targeting that previous high because we saw stuff on the higher time frame. So I'm going to jump up to the 15-minute and I'm going to show you. So this is where that candle was previously. You could have entered here earlier if you're already on the charts earlier. And for this example, our stops will be rule. We're respecting the 61.8. Price barely wicks at 78.6. The body is respecting that 61.8. And the fib trick is here. I'd put my stops at that 78.6 region or just outside that, fib trick zone. And for the sake, we're somewhere, I think we're like 14, 15 pips is our actual stop loss. So for this example, we would say closer probably to outside of that fib trick there. So then we're going to drag this out for more clarity, and we're going to target this previous high, and I'm going to show you exactly why we are targeting this and not the minus 27 and the minus 61.8. And you can see the risk reward is a 1 to 3. So this is still a very healthy risk reward ratio. We're jumping up to the 4-hour time frame, drawing our trend lines from here across, tip of the wick, another tip of the wick, tip of the wick. That's 3 taps. We have this tap over here, and then we have this tap rejected here, and then we have our second one there. So that's 3 times price has respected. So we can definitely see price coming up, respecting this region, showing some heavy signs of resistance. We see price then also did come up, and let's do it like this. Price did come and respect these candles time and time again. So this is another very skeptical area where price could potentially be resisted, and we do see that 50 EMA where price can reject. So the multiple confluences telling us to get out of the market. So we're going to do what we see in the chart and not what we feel. So this is the setup for Euro CAD. Like I said, we are currently about 25 to 35% in profit, and we're looking to secure the entire 100% of the position somewhere here. So if you're liking these videos and they're helping you out in your trading journey, press that like button and subscribe.